Oh. So, I ain't played this in a little bit, so I figured I should probably get on some more of this shit. Oh, we're still. Wonderful. I do have some things to talk about. Since I've been doing the ranty topics, I've been writing points of interest down. But I'm gonna go a bit more free, a bit more loose. This time round. Alright, I'm gonna adjust my volume so I don't have to listen to this shit as loudly. Okay, I'm assuming we're coming up on the end of this fucking section. I can but pray. Please, let it be over, for crying out loud. Although, on the other hand, after this, I think we're moving to, Saz and Vanilla. Vanilla Ice. Got out my soul, because they're so much better.
Keep up with me, Hope.
Yeah, I do have a couple of things that I want to talk about, I suppose. I mean, not like massively. I have thought of a political, not necessarily a political topic, just something that I find interesting that I'd quite like to talk about, I suppose. Oh man, Hope's gonna get the D. These things are such massive cunts, I do dislike them greatly. Because they can just keep hammering away with that. Yeah. Let's see if we can't get a bit more damage on the Lobo D. Ooh. No, he's dead. Oh shit. I'm not very good at this. My timing is just poor. They'll be alright. Once you whittle them down a bit, they ain't too bad. I really need to get a new microphone stand. I can't be bothered with this one anymore. Well, actually, I might go back to... No, I would go back to the standard Snowball, like, mic stand, but it kind of just sits in the way and is a bit of a ball ache. So, I don't know. I'll have a think. This is not what I wanted to talk about. That's just a random observation that I keep having. They're always trying to find mic stands on Amazon. They don't stand out. I only bought this one because it was the only one I could really find that I was like, oh, good. And it still needed a fucking adapter for the Snowball. I'm just going to be lazy about it. I can't really lose if I'm doing this. They have no fucking immediate method of murdering me. Stop fucking egging me on, Hope. You're pissing me off. Come on, murder it, but crying out loud. Can't be. Oh god, I forgot how stupid the dialogue was. Isn't it interesting that, as far as I'm concerned... Oh, I see what you're talking about, Glaf. Yeah, that stopped his attack briefly. Isn't it interesting that even though Tales of Berseria has got Velvet like screaming about impulse desire and fucking all kinds of random bullshit, I still stomach it more than this crap. This crap's terrible. Terrible! Come on, be over.
What happened here?
Oh, I don't know. Bad luck.
They came looking for us and found something worse.
We can't just leave them like this.
Don't touch anything.
You don't know where they've been.
Hold your emotions. If you want to survive, you forget about sympathy.
What are you doing then?
How can I explain?
How do I reach these kids?
Think of it like a strategy.
You're bending down at sympathetic.
Focus
You're trying to
on
meet his
ultimate
level
goal
sympathetic.
and shut out everything else.
That's fucking dumb because you're not doing that.
Move on instinct.
Why are you helping him then? It doesn't make any sense, does it?
And despair will cripple you.
Strategy. Good. I'll take anything to help me get through this.
Oh man, I can see how distraught you are.
I'll call it Operation Nora.
No, you won't.
Nora.
My mother's name.
Isn't that technically still letting your mum into your
Your revenge.
Yes. Don't tell me. I know getting revenge on him won't bring her back. I know that.
We noticed that this music really doesn't fit the tone. Again.
But sorry won't cut it.
Well, you haven't asked him yet. He might have something really profound to say. I don't think he does, but I don't know. He says something that gets him to fuck
kill
off.
Your mother. The Sanctum did.
Bing, bing, bing! You're a fucking winner.
The side of truth.
Why do you have to flip it out?
Fine. I'll fight the Sanctum with you. I'll learn to survive.
How can you judge someone else when you know that you're the same? Even I have dark secrets.
Oh, I can't wait to hear them.
Secrets I'd rather forget.
Oh god, it continues. Oh wow. Hey, lads. You mate. Oh, where'd they go? Alright. Maybe they were alright. They got up. They got up while we were busy chatting, and they ran over here, ready to go again. I say, your mates are dead over there, but they've just combusted.
You know what to do.
Either that or, like, composting is really fucking speedy in this universe. Yeah. Like, I hear, like, oh, compassion is terrible, never have... Like, what are you doing just then, being compassionate in every action? I know that's the point, but it's still fucking stupid. I don't like it. I thought this was going to be fucking over. I suppose, considering that they found something worse, we've got to go fucking fight a boss monster of some random description, I guess. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Evie. Anyway, yeah, the first thing I want to moan about is I watched this season's batch of romance anime, apart from one because it's reverse harem, and reverse harem I don't like. If you want to know what reverse harem is, it's when you have one really naive, stupid girl being chased around by a succession of very hunky men. And I don't know, it's harems are just in general pretty poor fare, but I don't know, I can't get into them. Maybe it's because I look at the succession of very hunky boys that simmer over all the girls and it makes me feel woefully inadequate, but I don't know, I just don't find it that appealing. And again, that has the same problem with every single fucking harem anime in existence apart from maybe one, which is that it never goes anywhere, because, well, why would it? Why have a strong, satisfying conclusion when you can just have the audience decide who won? Like a trophy? It's good. That's why I don't care, because it's just not engaging in the least.
Come on, Light.
But there you go. I watched 3 of them. One of them was fucking terrible. Oh, not fucking terrible, but more annoying because of decent potential that was wasted. One of them was perfectly adequate and kind of endearing, and the other one was really good at the start and then kind of tailed off into go. Then didn't really go anywhere by the end. Which I have to say, like, the recent crop of romance bullshit has been pretty crap. Like the last, like, 7-8 months. Nah. It just hasn't grabbed me by the balls, I've got to tell you. Ow. Do you do anything other than shoot? But no, the one that pissed me off most was something called Citrus, and it's annoying because, well, reasons. Because it could have been a lot better than it was. An awful lot better than it was. Oh, hey guys. Oh, your friends are dead over there, although I think they've just composted as well. Biodegradable suits. Who'd have thunk it? This might actually suck quite a lot, because there's 4 of them, and they ain't pushovers. Well, yeah, okay, well, I mean, he's fucked. Come on, get on with it. Yeah, you get enough of them together, and yeah, because they're doing fire damage. Not that the fire damage really means an awful lot, but it can certainly stack up. Get on with it, prick. Oh, that was a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, the premise of Citrus, which sounds pretty good, is it's about some random girl who I suppose by Japanese standards would be called a gal. I don't know, I don't really get the distinction. I think it's called a person, but whatever you want. Oh god. I hate your dialogue, it's terrible. It's so bad. But yeah, it's essentially she moves to another school because her mum got remarried. And this school is, like I say, she's dressed up in makeup and earrings and showing off more cleavage than the San Andreas Fault. And he goes to a school which is really like authoritarian and like, no, you must follow the rules. The rules are everything in this world.
Just another
And
battle.
obviously that's enough for a story by itself. Just someone who comes from a different background trying to fit in a new place. It's an all-girls school and she hangs around with people who just want to fuck everything that moves. You know, there's meat on the bone there already. There's just, but no, that's not it. She goes to this school and she meets the student council president, who is also a girl and fucking also really authoritarian and shit, but also fucking like just sort of gets married off to some Randy. And that's enough in itself. You can make decent use out of that for a story. Like, oh, they'll try and show this really stodgy fucking person enforced by, or encaged by rules, you know, to live a little and have a bit of fun. No, that's not the story.
Stay focused.
I'm gonna fucking murder you, son. The bike thing can take as long as it wants. So yeah, then it turns out that this, like, because, what's her face? Pretty gal girl doesn't really know who she likes or why, she just sort of finds her weirdly attractive, and then it's like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be about, you know, sexuality or forbidden sexuality in a, you know, really harsh rule-defined setting. Fine, that's a story in of itself. No. And like I say, by the first episode, you've had about 3 decent ideas for an entire series crammed into one, and it just keeps going like that. And then, like, you know, later on, you know, new girlie goes home, or goes to a new home, sees her mum. Oh, Triple Beam. I love that song. Is that going to be an insta-kill? I don't think it will. Ow. It fucking hurt, though. Goes to a new home and then realises that the student council president that she felt mildly attracted to was her sister. Mwah, mwah. And then that's kind of the premise, but then it's more... Oh. The point is, it could have been a damn sight better than it was. Like, it had lots of decent ideas. I didn't hate the characters, but it just keeps coming up with new ideas, and then it just keeps coming up with new sort of random things to base itself on, and forgetting the fact that, ignoring the 3 previous ideas, the whole sort of love through adversity thing is a perfectly reasonable thing to base your story on. It's solid, there's a decent foundation, like, within our world itself. For some reason, despite the fact that we live in, not better times, but slightly more, I want to say enlightened, but rampantly enlightened, I think is probably the better way of describing it, because that's sort of what it is. Enlightened's the wrong way to look at it, we're just very rampant about being enlightened. but there are still, you know, bits of prejudice kicking around, and it's not massively fun for people who want to be able to express themselves comfortably. But no, that's still not the plot. Well, it's almost like I pressed a button, dipshit. The main problem I have with it... Oh, hang on, story, boss fight. What the fuck is that?
This is it. Operation Nora.
Shut up, kid, it's a giant mush... Oh, what the hell is wrong with you? I love that. I charge forward and then stop? It's like, okay? Boo, buff me up.
Come on, Light.
Oh, he's doing a fat lot of fuck all. Oh, hang on, he's going for it.
Here.
Ow! Holy shit. Oh, fuck, it just got punched in the face. We're gonna have to work with that. Because we need to stagger you, ass clown. Although I'm gonna switch back to that briefly. Yeah, my main problem with the entire premise is it really is just a case of there's so many ideas that you've squeezed into one thing, and then the good idea, the idea that I like the most and really should have like rolled with, takes second stage to the fact that suddenly it's not about being girls, it's about incestual bullshit, and it's like the only like. I don't have a problem with anyone's lifestyle choice. Like, if it makes you happy, then more power. Well, it makes you happy and you're not harming anyone, more power to you, go for it. But, like, considering that the entire premise of, like, yes, they are people kind of struggling against general sort of perceived ways of living is just completely wasted. It's like when fucking SAO had the random incestual plotline bullshit. It's like, this isn't necessary, this is to add forced trite drama when you don't need it. And like I say, either story would have been perfectly fine, but no, they just decided to try and incorporate 17 into one, and it just comes off as awkward and just difficult to follow, and gets quite unbelievable by the end of it. I mean, what's worse as well is it's like, one of the things that really grinds my tits is it was initially the student council president lady was like, no, we can't do this, we're sisters, blah. And then it randomly turns around that the really sort of free, easy girl changes her mind and is suddenly like, oh man, no, we shouldn't do this with family. And it just goes around in circles and it's fucking dumb. I disliked it greatly. It should have been so much more, but instead it was just a waste of time. And people were fucking calling it like, oh, this is amazing, it's so brilliant for, you know, sort of showing like how lesbians can try and be themselves. It's like, it has fuck all to do with lesbians. I'd say it missells itself. There's barely anything to do with lesbians in it. In fact, you could replace the girls with blokes and it would be exactly the same. Exactly the same. Just a standard trite romance story with fucking sort of different like incestual elements in it. It basically is just the SAO thing. Just I think what makes it worse for me and what annoys me more, heal yourself, you stupid git, is it feels like the only reason that the whole lesbian part of it was put in there was to try and appeal as opposed to being about the story, and I hate that. I can't stand that. That pisses me off. It's bad enough that it's a wasted concept, but it's like when you're doing it purely for the sake of fucking, oh, well, we've got to try and appeal to someone, that makes it infinitely worse. Anyway, I don't know, like, it's kind of difficult to actually talk about it when I'm so poorly versed in the trials and tribulations that they, well, gay people have to go through in regards to being judged. But there's interesting stories to write there, and now that it's becoming, you know, we're getting pretty far into it being culturally acceptable, which it should be. I don't see why more people don't try and expand on it, but no, we'll just use it as a stupid, shitty plot device. Wonderful, thank you. What? It had good messages about it, I suppose, to its credit. Like, it had good things to say, but those messages are just lost in other boring crap that has no significance to it. Frustrating, I believe, is the word. Anyway, so that's Citrus. I wouldn't bother. I don't know. It just didn't appeal to me. It could have done, and it really should have done, but it just didn't. I can't remember what the fuck the other one was called. Oh, come on, Hope, get on with it. You're getting the fucking D. Whoa! Oh! Oh, shit! Oh, I just got fucking body slammed by it. What the hell? How exactly was I supposed to stop that one, Gawar?
Keep up with me, Hope.
Riddle me that. Again, like, if I didn't have health high enough, that's a fucking insta. That's dumb. In fact, I should probably heal a bit more now that I've spotted that, because he could just do it again and murder me. Oh, did I die? Ooh, almost. Heal me more, bitch. Get on with it. No, he's gonna heal it. Am I just at an acceptable level of health? Come on, just heal me up to max, and then we'll go back to that. Yeah, the second one was a lot more endearing. It was about fucking... Oh, shit. Switch back, switch back, switch back. It was about a couple of, I think, 12, 13-year-old kids who were in school. And, again, that's another interesting kind of part of their lives where they're trying to figure out who they are. And, you know, you got puberty and all kinds of crazy shit. So, again, quite an interesting setting, but it tended to just sort of focus on the fact that they're kids and they're embarrassed about being in love with people. And then that was kind of the entire show. It was essentially this girl really fancies this one kid, but her way of communicating with him is to just make fun of him rampantly and constantly. Which made for some enjoyable little things, but as a whole it was meh. Like, I enjoyed it, I enjoyed my time with it, but it wasn't anything spectacular. Oh, what was the last one called as well? I'm fucking terrible. Oh, yes, body slam him. I don't care about him. He can fucking die for all I care. I can just shove a fucking feather down his gob and he's alright. Heal yourself, you blithering idiot. I've just noticed that all my buffs are gone, but we're so close to the end that I think I should be able to get through it. Switch back.
Here, come on, Light.
There you go, heal me. Well, this is annoying because I just finished watching it as well, and I can't remember its name for the life of me. I am a div. Ow. Fucking plant fell. Oh no! Heal me! Heal me! Heal me! Amazing!
And so it ends.
Oh, it's so great! Hey, Goaf, where's the strategy there? I had him like set to heal for quite a while. You got anything with that? Goaf? Yeah, I'm calling you out, saying the battle system's fucking good. Yeah, I had so many options there. Stunning. Jesus, I'm half tempted to cut that out. Or cut this out. Till I win. Although I suppose I'm rambling, so I'm allowed. I don't know. Oh, fuck it. He said he liked the... Well, you guys seem to like the gameplay, so... if you want to watch it again... I guess I'll do a better job of maintaining my fucking stamina. Shut up, kid. You're fucking killing me. So good. Go then, get on with it. Start buffing. You only really need the physical buff. After that, it's not too bad. Why? You ran up to him just to do a backflip. I know it's part of your combo, but it just looks fucking stupid. Ugh. I think it's called After the Rain? Something like that, yeah. Or the rain ends or something. And it's basically, it's a similar sort of principle to Citrus, which is like, it's taboo style romance, if you want. So it's about some fucking 17-year-old lass who randomly falls in love with a 45-year-old bloke who's also a manager of a restaurant. And yet it does it a lot better. It's more about honesty and how, well, the bloke who managed, or the 45-year-old bloke's, you know, divorced and he's got a kid. And there's suddenly this young lass who comes up to him and is like, yeah, no, I really like you. And he's like, well, that's great, but I don't want to get hurt again. You don't know shit about me. I appreciate it, but, you know, what exactly makes you give a shit about me? It doesn't make a lot of sense. And so that's kind of what a lot of it is. Well, at the start anyway. After about episode 6, it just sort of descends into her trying to figure out sort of things about her life. Because the only reason that she's trying to get with the bloke is because she had a massive injury while she was running, and now she can't run, and she's all sad about it, and she's abandoned her friends, and her friends are all sad about it. But it still does a better job of like, right, so this is something that in society is generally looked down upon as weird. Although considering that my mum and dad, I think, were about 15-20 years apart when they were married, so, you know, there's something there that I can relate to a decent degree. But I still feel like it did a better job than Citrus of there's something that's, you know, generally looked down upon. And yet it does a better job of addressing it and sort of looking at how exactly it means, or what exactly it means to the characters, and how they go about trying to explain it to each other. Because the girl doesn't know any better, it's love, who gives a shit? Oh no, you're fucking 28 years older than I am? No, I don't care, fuck society. Whereas he's like, well, no, it's not quite as simple as that. It's all well and good saying that, but the reality of it is entirely different. So yeah, that was the romance lineup, and it won't, I mean, like I say, I'm not watching that fucking reverse harem thing, because last season had loads of that as well, and I can't, man, I don't like it. Because all the blokes are impossibly perfect as well, and it's just like, I can't stand it, I hate it. It just doesn't sit well with me. I mean, you could quite comfortably say I'm not the target audience, but I'd like to think that I'm open-minded enough that anything kind of knows.
Keep up with me, Hope.
Not personally, but in general. Like, what stuff that I'm watching, I'd like to think that I keep as open-minded as possible. Right, once we finish doing this fucking stagger thing, I will actively fucking put my boosts back on, because apparently I fucking need them. Fuck you, you giant mushroom cunt, you mugged me off. You have like a squidge of your health bar left and you insta-kill me. Wonderful. Fucking get up there, you git. Not pleased, in the least. Anyway, yeah, that's... I don't know, the stories for romance are like, there's so much shit that you can do. This is why I like it as a genre. Like, the wealth of ideas and thoughts that you can come up with but just a story about two people wanting to get together is so fucking easy. And yet they just tend to fall back on the same sort of trite crap or the same sort. Why are you doing? Oh, I see. Because it switches hopes. Yeah, alright, yeah, brilliant. So it's a quirk of the AI. He's switching to try and put debuffs on. Well, I don't fucking want him to. Alright, that's a lot more manageable. I can live with that.
Keep up with me, Hope.
Alright, yeah, I've got the ice thing. But fuck it. I think you only really need the fire or the physical block or the block. Yeah, you can work with that. Come on, slam away, and then I'll switch to that. Oh, did someone take a lot of damage? Yes, he did. Heal me, for crying out loud, kid. I don't want to die again. Thank you. He does get a lot tougher, to his credit. I might switch back to that. Yeah, I think I will. Just because it kind of makes sense. Let him do his shizzles. Do you not have a water buffing one? I'll switch to that for a sec. Because I think he's going to do his there you go. Efflorescence. That's fine by me, and then we can switch to that. We got a bit of buffs everywhere. It's funky chunky. I'm happy with this. Yeah, that wasn't really why. It's just because I spent the last few days watching it, and so I just kind of wanted to get my thoughts down, even though they were kind of weird and haphazard. Again, it's like, especially considering, like, the wealth of things that can be done at the moment. Like, one thing that's really annoying my sister at the moment is how people seem to sort of start gravitating towards, oh no, there's more than two genders and things like that. Story about that would be quite interesting, like how that's perceived and how how would you define love if you're a third or fourth gender? Like, I don't necessarily agree with the concept or the idea of it, but it's still something interesting that you can work with.
Time to switch it up.
But no, it generally falls back into the same loops of will they, won't they, because it's always will they, won't they. It's the only fucking episode to episode hook that anyone ever fucking has. I mean, that's what, after the raid or whatever the fuck it was called, did a lot better, I felt. It wasn't a will they, won't they hook, it was more about how they bounce off of each other and how they learn from each other, and I felt that that was far more fucking interesting. Why did you switch to fire when I have fire resistance up, you div? Oh, well, I don't now. Wonderful. Fuck, I can't be bothered to go put it back on. Now. Come on, we're so fucking close. I know I could have switched to Ravager, and I probably should have done, but I'm kind of determined to do this slowly and carefully. Yeah, I think that about covers it. I'm not going to go massively in detail. I'd like to on Citrus, because I really do think that with a bit more careful examination, you could really pry out a lot of the problems with it. Because by rights, it shouldn't be bad. Like, it should be good, but it's just fucking not. I'm sticking with that. Heal yourself, you div. Come on, we're almost fucking there. Just get staggered one more. There you go. Right, he's dead. Thank God. Oh well, there's still a lot of better animated sample apparently, so we'll see how we do. Tungsten bangle and creature comfort. Oh God. Right, I think this is the end of their bullshit.
Operation Nora, stage 1 complete.
Nice lip syncing. Nice lip.
You did well.
You still being a fucking dumbass kid? No! Why would it end? Come on! Can't even let me roll a cigarette in peace. That looks like the ending. Please, God, just let it be over. I can't be bothered. It's killing me. I think there's 14 chapters or 15, something terrible. No, I wanted to talk about that whole Facebook thing because I find that actually decently interesting. To be fair to it, again, it's going to be more my thoughts on the matter. Oh wow, what a view! Oh, it's so great. You know, in Dark Souls, when you look over a view and there's like castles and it looks really amazing. You know, in this, where with all their impressive graphics technology, you look over and it looks like a fucking JPEG of the ocean. You know, it's dumb.
That's it. Hallam Pole.
She's probably been there before.
That's where you live, right?
Like, did she never leave the fucking... Oh, I don't know.
We'll stop in when we get there.
Well, I suppose we don't never really find out what the
No.
Guardian Corps were supposed to
We're
do,
the sea
apart
now.
from being Guardians.
No one's there but my dad.
Hope. You need to let him know what happened.
That's compassion, right? No. You're not allowed. Do you really? I'm like, what? There's no... I swear when you find his dad, he's like, oh, hi, son. Oh, man, I'm really sorry that happened to you. Oh, look, I baked you a cake, you know, to make you feel better and stuff, because I was worried about you. Oh, look, I made your bed and stuff as well. And, oh, good, it's more of this shit. The Lindblom. With more confusing characters. Are you ready?
Okay, time to hunt some lassie.
So what, we find him and that's that?
Don't get all hot and bothered.
This music's fucking terrible!
Sarah, am I doing the right thing?
No, what the hell is that? This is such a wonderful way of delivering your story, isn't it? Well, you fly away, you dumbass! Jesus. That's towards them! I can see so much of what's happening. Also, if that was just determined to be a foul sea, and you could see it in previous shots, how did no one spot it? And why is she going in there? Quick, get in the go! Get in the go!
Sarah!
Why did you take her there? Why is it taking her? Is that going to help her complete her focus? You're like, no, it feels quite nice! Oh, and then EMP, nice job, idiot. Considering that they're hunting the foul sea, why would you take her to it? Is it safer in there? Was it worth it? Is that what you were after? I am so confused. Why were you going to jump in there with
I
her?
went to the foul sea hoping to help her.
Oh, you mean that giant object that you can't communicate with? No, you got there. You got her there. It went well. It didn't quite go as well as he was hoping, but it went well.
Ow!
I knew you were hard-headed.
That was ow.
Snap to it. We're rolling out.
Yeah. Hunting Lassie, right?
Yeah, she just said that. Just because you were staring at your tear for half an hour.
I will keep my promise, Lightning.
Why are you saying these things out loud? She's like, who's Lightning? Oh, damn. Someone. And again, how exactly is hunting down the sea helping you keep your promise? I don't know, mate. It just keeps coming back to snow. It doesn't make any sense. It's fucking stupid. Oh, great. How did they get here? Why did they get here? How is this connect? How? Oh. Well, there's no map, so it, mate, you could fucking. One place might as well lead to the dark side of my arsehole. You have no sense of scale.
Fresh air. Nice.
So?
Have you been cooped up in like buildings?
I know.
You don't know? I thought you had somewhere in mind the way you took off.
I followed the smell.
What?
What is wrong with you?
Smells nice. All naturey.
Smells like shit.
Smells damp. And I think something bit me.
She's like, man, what?
Scott.
Monkeys flying in spaceships? Oh no!
That way is Palampola. That is not good. I wonder if those two were caught in the net.
What do we do?
What do we do?
Wait, hang a minute.
Right
So
now,
I
what can we
both.
do?
Wait, what? Were they both heading in the same direction? I'm so confused.
Right. No choice. We run the other way.
Wouldn't that be back where you came from?
Which would be to Nautilus.
Alright, no, so they've both got it right, okay. They've both gone in two separate directions, I think. Yeah. She's like, no man, I didn't want to go
As
there.
we set off, it was like he'd forgotten that I was still there.
Well, we try, love, but it's difficult. Credit if he can manage it. Oh good, I have to be Vanille.
We want to get to Nautilus. Our road's through here.
But why? Do we want to? I don't know what we're doing. Oh well, we get to go back to these funsters. I should probably do that. Oh, they've got quite a lot of CP. Don't know why Saz has more, but whatever. It's just fucking nonsense. It's gibberish. No sense of scale or time. And what, you followed the smell? What are you, a fucking bloodhound, woman? I can smell the forest from this dump. I hate it. I hate it so much. You got any new healing spells? That'd be nice. That fucking made you bullshit. Oh, there are ways of. Hey, you got Kira and Nesuna. Yeah, it's that settlement. I might actually go in for that. Yeah, I think I will. But then I'll go dump into a saboteur thing and we'll have a gay old time. Yeah, that'll do. Actually, do you get any new saboteur shit? Oh, you got poison and quaid. And extends their chain bonuses. Oh. Oh wow, really? That's it. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I'll go grab that then. And then I'll dump into Ravager, I guess. May as well. Probably gotten some cool new shit from that. Cool. Gonna get thunder? Yeah. What's overwhelm? Chain bonus effective attacks for each other time, whatever. And then fire us over there. Good. I'm happy with that. What are you going? I don't really give a toss about Synergist, I have to say. Saboteur does get stupidly good. Oh, that adds lightning. Oh, right, so he's like the offensive boosting fella. There's an accessory. There's the frame rate dying. I'll buff Commando. This is better. Why is Quake? I don't know. May as well. They'll buff Ravager to go with what's it do for Saboteur. Is that it? Yeah, fuck it. I'll go put a bit in the Synergist. Why not? Nothing wrong with doing it. Fine, that'll do me.
There's a sight I didn't want to see.
Oh, I better fucking save it again. Yeah, let's not do all that shit over. Oh look, it's plants. Oh, fuck, I should probably look at the Paradiniums. Right, Ravager Commando. Let's go get another one. Sab. Ravager. I don't really want to be controlling the Sab, but what do you want? We'll work with what we got. I'll go with that. Hello, planty people.
No daydreaming now.
Because it's not it's not quite as perfect as Commando, but it does help keep their stagger gauge up. It is quite handy. Go on. Oh, you can't flip them up in the air. You're fucking hopeless, aren't you? Well, that's the one thing I wanted you to fucking do, and you can't bloody do it. I know it's OP and boring, but it works. Oh, there's Sash. Shoot him in the face. We can switch back to that. Oh, that's Sap Synergist. God, no, whatever. Fine. Yeah, we'll switch back to that. Fuck it. I don't even know what the point was. Didn't help. Well, it's boosted her magic damage. Yeah, it's there. Oh yes. Ain't doing any harm. Yeah, wanted to talk about the internet life. I suppose we've only got 12 minutes left, but fuck it. I'll just keep going. I was only planning on doing one today. Just to get it done, get more rendering done, plow through more of this shit. Just eating more fucking wallpaper paste. I might do too, we'll see how we go.
All this dampness is damp.
Moving on. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, actually, oh, these guys are fucking scrubs. Oh, I can live with that. Although it's going to be one of those ones where there's going to be like 75,000 of them, isn't there? Yeah, I know it's a bit late in the day for the whole Facebook lark, and I don't have Facebook. I hate all kinds of social media. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a Reddit account. I have a Discord, but that's to talk to people I like, unless it's Sea of Thieves. And actually, no, even then, I haven't talked to any randos from Sea of Thieves for ages because it's dead. Sea of Thieves has died. Poor Sea of Thieves. Actually, no, not poor Sea of Thieves. It got exactly what it fucking deserved. Where the fucking... Is this lead round in a circle? I don't fucking know. Ah, it's Blobius. Hello, Blobius.
No daydreaming now.
But yeah, I was talking to my stepdad about it, and it's something that we both find rather interesting, which is that the main crux of the issue that people had with it is that Facebook distributes all of your information. Now, I have no idea why this is a thing that people were confused about. Is he blocking my shit? I don't know what he's blocking. Like, this is something that I find very perplexing, that people were genuinely like, what? But it's my information. The internet, I mean, alright, yeah, you've got to pay a service provider to get your internet, but for most part, apart from, like, subscription pages, websites have always been free. Now, you've got to wonder how exactly they go about doing that. And this is something that I find really bizarre. Like, how has it never crossed people's mind that the internet is free? I mean, that's one of the things that I'd be slightly interested about with the whole net neutrality bullshit, which is like, would net neutrality get rid of adverts? I think the answer is no, it's too lucrative and easy to, you know, or getting rid of net neutrality rather, you know what I mean. Now, fuck you, you fucking mushroomoid bastard, I'll kill you, mate.
Change is good, Pops.
But yeah, the very principle that people just didn't think that they're like, why do you think Facebook fucking, how do you think all those ads get placed on all your shit? Like, oh wow, I was just looking at that. Like, again, my, you know, most recent really annoying example was when I stopped drinking about, I don't know, a week later, after my second shot of not buying booze, I started getting alcohol-free stuff advertised to me. Or more booze adverts in general. Like, you could say that's unlikely, but I don't see why Tesco wouldn't sell... Because it's all, you know, they can see that I bought it, I purchased it through my debit card. So I fail to see why Tesco wouldn't sell that information about me to someone else, so they can advertise stuff, so that when I go back I go and buy some, you know, oh, I'm not drinking anymore, but man, I sure do miss it, I'll go buy some alcohol-free stuff. I won't, because that's... alcohol doesn't taste good enough to warrant alcohol-free. I know it helps people quit, but I can't see it myself. Like, alcohol-free alcohol just seems very dumb. But, yeah, to each their own. But I find it really interesting that just no one's... I mean, obviously people have twigged. But it's like, I stopped using Facebook, like, what? I think it was, yeah, when I was 16 or 17, I know I deleted it because I was like, I can't be, I'm just turning this thing on hoping people will talk to me. It's embarrassing. I know humanity is generally one long quest to try and communicate with everyone else, but it's like, it just doesn't appeal to me. I'm perfectly content just being me, and if people want to talk, then that's fine, but I'd rather know that I've got people added that I like and get on with. As opposed to 500 randos that I'll probably never meet again and were probably from my school that I secretly hate. You know? But even then, even though I've gotten rid of my Facebook, I bet it's still there. All the information that I put into it from when I was 16 and all the photos of me being shit-faced are probably still there. And that's just a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. It was the same thing with the whole Xbox One debacle. Of like, oh yeah, no, the Kinect's gonna watch you and you know, sort of check where or see what you're doing, and then kind of will process that through some kind of weird algorithm, and then it'll advertise stuff to you. And people were like, no, I don't want that. I mean, obviously they were still going to charge money for Xbox Live, so there was no tangible reason for it. But again, that trade-off of we'll offer you X, you know, we'll offer you this method of making money to not inconvenience you later on down the line, is something that I find rather interesting, but they just never bother to explore it. And a lot of the reason for that is because it was offered as an alternative at the start of the interwebs back in the day. You could subscribe to a page and there wouldn't be any adverts. It's like, news sites. Certain like, you don't see them an awful lot because they're not clickbaity stuff, but there are news sites that will actually report news, and you pay them a subscription fee so that you get news instead of clickbaity bullshit about Wayne Rooney's left testicle popping out at some kind of strange venture. It's that sort. But that was offered to people, and people were like, "Nah, man, I don't want to pay any money. It's cool. I'll lose some liberties to you know, keep the internet free for everyone." And I think it is better off when it's free for everyone. But people have got to understand that it's free for a reason. What is the fucking point? I don't want more strength. Yeah, that's fine. I don't see the point, especially when yeah, improved debuffing. Right, I see the game. I might do it for the improved debuffing, actually. It's not a bad trade-off. It's only 4 magic. Yeah, fuck it. But yeah, it's that sort of inherent, like, fucking hell, I thought I hadn't clicked record again for a second there. I was about to be pissed. I'll save over that. It's like with the NHS. It's that similar sort of vein as well. It's like, people are like, oh, why is the NHS service so fucking terrible? Like, yeah, but it's gonna be free to a decent degree. You've kind of got to take the highs with the lows. And again, like, a lot of it is because we pay taxes for the NHS, and they're funneling those taxes into other things. Like, it's not always going to be a perfect system, because we don't really decide where our tax money goes. Some dickhead who fucking thinks he knows best does. And that's kind of how it's always going to be. Oh wow, Kira's sick. Yeah, more of that.
Didn't even have to ask.
Change is good, Pops.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things where it's like, the worst example for me at the moment, like, again, I don't frequent massive amounts of websites on YouTube, Foothead, Cerebi, and a couple of other ones, but The Escapist, where the zero punctuation thing is on. Like, zero punctuation is really fucking good. I really enjoy it. But if you want to watch, oh, nice frame rate there. If you want to watch it when the sort of initial episode comes out, you've got to go to the Escapist website, and the Escapist website is fucking horrid. There used to be quite a lot of content, but they seem to have cut most of their sort of big name lads. I don't know why. Maybe they just couldn't afford to keep them. Like, they weren't pulling in as many numbers as they thought. Maybe YouTube took over and they're making more money off of YouTube. I don't know. But, like, you want to go watch Zero Punctuation, you're like, okay, I'll go to the Escapist website. You go to the Escapist website, what do you get? You get adverts down the side, you get adverts across the top, and you get a pop-up ad. And it's like, this is, like, it was worse before. It's been worse. There have been times where you go onto it, you try and click on your video, an entire full-screen ad will pop down that you've got to try and wrestle around with to get rid of, and it's like, this is absurd. I get that you need to make as much, you know, revenue as possible, and I fully accept that, but when you're actively hindering people from watching your content in the name of trying to make more money off your content, well, people are just going to get pissed off. Of course they're going to go elsewhere. So that's, like, it just, like I say, even with all the algorithms and all the information companies have on you, there are times where it just doesn't make any fucking sense. And I think my favourite one was one that my stepdad pointed out, which was, he went to Amazon to go buy something, he bought it, and then he got a advert for it saying, oh, we really think you'd like this, and he's like, yeah, I just bought that. I don't need it advertised to me again, because I purchased it. It's mine, or it will be. So it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like advertising could be a lot better and a lot less intrusive if the algorithms for predicting what the fuck you were interested in was, well, more focused. So it actually found stuff that I care about, and then I might click on the ads more and think, oh wow, there you go, here's some ad revenue. Yeah, it's one of these things that I just find really bizarre. like the whole world of advertising and how you boil down. Essentially, it's the mobile game market equivalent of Wales. You boil people down to stereotypes that you can just vomit advertising at. And like, I know it's very anti-consumer friendly, but like I say, it's the option you're left with. Because I think someone figured it out that your Facebook profile that they sell to companies, your entire life, your photos, your likes, your dislikes, that one time that you thought that badger hunting was terrible, is worth about £20? Something like that. Like that your entire life, your being, your essence, everything that makes you you is worth about 20 quid to companies. But yeah, it's what my main problem with it though is it's like I don't see why people care. I mean, obviously, like the fact, oh, people are spying on me. Oh yeah, I know. Like you want a certain level of privacy. I fully accept that. But my first thought when Microsoft popped up saying the Kinect's going to watch you was I'll be like, fine. If the Kinect's going to analyze what I do and sell me shit based on that, then it's going to have to watch an awful lot of me watching porn, slouching in my chair, not being there, because at the time I was working. It's like, I don't really see what it benefits from. And again, if it was actually putting like a direct camera feed, like I think a lot of people worried about, into some kind of strange back room at Microsoft, where Sweaty Gary would look at what you were doing and analyse your actions, well then, the easiest way to counter that is to just whack off in front of it. No one, not even the most perverted man in the world, is going to sit there watching thousands of randy neckbeards just whacking off to a camera. Not unless he got paid a hell of a lot of money, and even then he'd go home to his family and they would just be disappointed in his career choice. But still, I find it very interesting that so many people were up in arms about it, and now they're like, oh, delete Facebook. Like, what do you think Twitter does? What do you think Google does? Every single time you type something into Google, it takes that information, looks at your IP, presumably, I could be entirely wrong on that one, don't quote me on that, but it's going to look at where you are, and it's going to provide adverts based on what you searched. Why wouldn't it? But it's sort of looking at the changing world and then looking at it from an old lens. Like, I'm not saying you should have your privacy invaded and things like that, and you should be able to, you should be decently safe to have your own searches and likes and dislikes within your own home. But the fact that that's not private anymore, I get, that's worrying, but that's just kind of the changing world. And that's not necessarily something to be happy about, but it's something that is happening, and you haven't stood up and said anything about it before. I think the other thing as well, which I find really bizarre, is that people are only worried about the specific example of what Facebook did just then, as opposed to the fact that that's Facebook's entire business model. Like, Mark Zuckerberg had to pay for his massive house with something. Oh, look, he's got a kid. Nah, Snow dropped my wife off a cliff. What?
We gotta get you home. Your son needs you.
He's dead.
Come on, we'll make it.
He's not, but he may as well be. I can dream.
It's too late.
Is it the receipt thing?
How'd you...
Oh, what, you mean the main point? Yeah, how did she guess?
Daddy.
The way she said that was very strange. I don't like it.
So, what's his name?
Oh, god damn it! Why say it in one sentence when you can explain it with a massively spunky cutscene? Oh god! Oh Jesus!
Making a wish, huh?
Never do that again, kid.
What'd you wish for?
The uncanny valley is strong with this one.
Never happy.
You're never happy.
Never smile. So here's what I wished. I wish that you'd cheer up and be like your old self again.
God, no, I don't have to look at him from here.
How about that? Your wish came true.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, it's my turn to wish.
What for, Dad?
I wish you'd fucking stop smiling at me.
That's my little secret.
Oh, so why are people smiling? It doesn't look great.
Saz,
Oh, it's making me choke on my fucking smoke.
you alright?
You blanked out for about half an hour. I was kind of perplexed. I didn't want to say anything.
Pops, you really got to keep it together, okay?
Has the animation got worse?
Let's go.
It doesn't look brilliant, does it? I swear the lip sync is fucking bad.
Some dad I am.
I know these. I'm fairly certain this is all in engine, but it doesn't look great. Although the shit that they put when the budget comes back doesn't look any fucking better. So. Avoiding encounters. A powerful scale beast awaits you ahead. It could be a difficult fight for only 2 people. However, this enemy is slow on its feet, meaning you can easily avoid the encounter if you so desire. You will face many harrowing challenges as you press on. When you feel your enemies may be too strong, avoid them. Now, I like this as a concept because obviously games do this all the time. Like, oh, there's one super duper enemy that will fuck you into the ground if you try and fight it. That's pretty standard. But a lot of the big enemies are pretty noticeable. That one, bizarrely, I mean, you could kind of say it is, but it doesn't look that spectacular. I think it's kicking around down there.
Would you look at that view?
But yeah, they don't stand out super duper massively, do they? But to its credit, you can kind of tell what the super duper enemies are, because a lot of the problem with a few of them, I mean, Berseria does a good job of it. But there are some games where it's like, oh, you gotta watch out for the death enemy, and it's like, it's just a palette swap of a regular enemy. And you're like, oh, okay, I thought this was just regular Joe, and it's just destroyed me. A wish for daddy. God, that just, oh, fucking Christ, man. I know I was just talking about a 17-year-old fucking trying to get with a 45-year-old, but it's like, she seemed decently, like, mature, whereas Vanille may as well just be 5. It's, I don't know, man. There's a right way of doing it, and there's a wrong way of doing it. And, like, I know it's not supposed to come off that way, but it really does. It's really uncomfortable. Ivy, this fucking game, it loves it. It has a great time. I might do another one, but I don't really have anything to talk about. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. I'll go have me lunch and then I'll come back, and then I'll sit down and scratch my nuts, and then we'll make a decision. But for the time being, I hope you've all enjoyed. I know some people won't be bothered with the anime talk, but it's something that interests me, and it's lacking at the moment, so it's something to talk about. But yeah, I'll have a perusal, see if I can find something to moan about, and then I'll be back in a bit. Alright, peace.